Hey guys, James and Eddie 532 here. Today, we're gonna be doing another custom showcase, but it's on a little something, more like a lot of something different. Instead of separating my Thomases by one, I've decided to do them collectively here, right now. Um, I will go into detail about a few of them. Because some of these Thomases are actually quite simple. Like, well, I guess I can explain more once we get to those models. So, I guess we'll start here. This is my average Thomas. Here, let's get the others out of the way for now. And I will come back to those in just a second. So, this is my average Thomas. He's just a basic Trackmaster 2 Thomas. At least the body is. Everything, I made some coal back here out of some stuff I found at the dollar store that I filled a peanut butter jar with. It's just like black rock. Put it in a peanut butter jar. You can get it at the dollar store. It's cheap. It's not fish, rocks or anything, I don't think. I don't know. But, basic, just glued that up there for some extra coal detail. Drilled out the windows here. Yes, those are actual drill holes. The body, very simple, simplistic. Chassis, nothing new. Well, I did give it a new chassis because, as you can see here, I got the Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle packs to make my express coaches. So, yeah. The only modifications done to it, aside from the coal and the drilled windows, I gave it a white footplate here, black lamp irons, a lamp. I had redone it a few times before, but if I can... Sorry. There we go. Freaky now, isn't it? No, but I have the smoke box removable. Apologize, the track is right here, and the smoke box I have removed several times because it's just held on there by sticky tack. The reason I did it is because, well, as you will see in a future one of the customs, this face is probably my favorite Thomas face that I've done, and this is like my favorite, and I don't have any other faces. If you have seen any of the Tomy models, like the first generation Tomy, where Gordon and Henry didn't have stripes, yeah, I used that era Thomas face, and put that on here, painted it up, and it looks great. I don't have another one of those faces. So, yeah. I had plenty of those era Thomases. I just don't know what happened to the faces. But, yeah. And the smoke box, every time I cut down a Thomas face, I always cut into the smoke box by accident, of course. So, this is like the only good smoke box I have for our Thomas. Yeah, just basic Thomas here. Now I will go into detail about the second Thomas. Ah, darn it, sorry. This one's a little bit different because, well, you see, has the same smoke box. This guy and the other one share the smoke box. Purely because, for reasons I just explained. So this looks just like the other Thomas, has the white footplate, except this one has it going along the side here too. I didn't drill out the windows and I didn't give it the coal. But, it's not a normal Thomas. So, in Stories of Cedrine's Name, episode 7, Not the Right Numbers, I gave Thomas a number 4. I just used a little sticker like this. Well, that's Edward's sticker, but just has the number on it. I know you can't see it very well, but You get the gist. I cut out a sheet of paper and put sticky tack on the back. Well, before I cancel my series, I made this, Thomas. And this was going to be used in the last half of Season 1 and the future. Well, it never got used, obviously, but I made it with a number 4. I did this just by sanding it down, sanding off the number 1, and using some paint pens and making the 4. I also just kind of cleaned up this Thomas. Like, I gave it the white foot plate all along here. I made the roof come out down here. Yeah. Basic stuff like that. That's pretty much all this Thomas is. Just basic, normal. Oh, I just found that other chassis the other day, which is nice because I lost a Thomas chassis beforehand, which will come in handy in one of the very future ones. So taking a break from the complicated ones, we have this Thomas. Here, maybe it'll help if I did this. There we go. This Thomas. One of the few Thomases with its own face. And smoke box. So, basically, all I did, this was one of the Thomases from the packs. I bought 2 of them, so I could have 4 coaches. But this and the number 4 Thomas were the engines that came in the pack. So basically, I had a movie concept that I want to do, but not at the moment because I'm starting something new. But basically, this was like end of the movie Damage Thomas. I am not going to spoil it much just because I might do it in the future. So, Thomas here, all I did to him was heavily weather him, pretty much. I gave him a gray footplate. It's a very inconsistent gray, a light shade, too, to kind of emulate dust collecting on his footplate here. The lighting is terrible. I am sorry. Let me fix it here. Will it work? I don't know. Right there. Does that work? There we go. Perfect. Better. You can see it. It's a very inconsistent gray. Just to kind of emulate dust settling on him like he's been there for a while. I did put a little bit of brown on his footplate. Put brown all over him to kind of emulate like dark rust. It's been coming in for a while. Red I put for like, paint chipping rust. In a white marker I wrote scrap, help on the other side. Help, scrap, and then in trouble on the top. It's very unlegible, but it's fine because it's supposed to look messy. After I did all that, I went and gave it a gray, another light dusting of gray everywhere. I did a little sad face on the back. I didn't even paint the buffers black, which I think was better, but yeah. Basically, yeah. It's just Thomas. I tried to emulate, like, sad face, but I'm not sure how well it turned out. Yeah. This is, our second to last Thomas here. This is ROD Thomas. If you guys have seen, Train Boy, his short film 2308 In Your Honor. I think it's called In Your Honor. I don't know, I just refer to it as the 2308 movie. Well, anyway, I found it really enjoyable. I liked it a lot. And so I thought, hey, I should make a custom of that. But then I remembered I don't have an extra James anymore. So, I used a Thomas. I'm like, okay, well, I have an extra Thomas. Let's use this Thomas. This used to be an old wartime Thomas. It was just the basic blue livery, heavily weathered, like red around the cab to emulate driver getting shot. Just, it was a horrible, messy custom. So basically what I decided to do was I took the closest color to khaki as I could find, and I spray painted him. Gave it all its basic details, cab windows, lamp. Basically, just everything you'd expect from having on the Thomas model. But then I put one ROD, because I just wasn't sure where the wood would have gone. And I'm looking at it now, I realize how flawed the model is. Like, only one part of the tanks is spaced out. You can't tell where the tank ends and the arch begins. I could fix that right now, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, same thing on the other side. I give it a lamp over here. Well, basically, it turned out more of a gold than a khaki. So I decided I took a black paintbrush, I took a brown wash, and just went over the entire model. There were some previously semi-drilled holes here that were meant to emulate bullet holes, which I thought was a cool idea, so I kept that. Painted his footplate black instead of the basic white. Yes. I am not sure if I'm going to keep it like this, because I don't quite like the ROD livery and stuff. I might just paint him black like the wartime livery, which I think would be a lot better. But I don't know if I do it. You guys will see a custom showcase on it. So finally, that's the second to last Thomas here. The final Thomas is something I've been working on for the past few weeks. My Railway Series Thomas. So, first off, let's start with the obvious thing, the face. I sculpted the face out of Crayola air dry clay. I also did a face for James, the red engine, and have several more in progress. I know the face doesn't quite look like him, but it represents Thomas's attitude so far. I do plan to redo it, just because I don't like the smile, and the eyebrows look weird, and I might just resculpt a new one. But yeah. Another thing, to get out of the way, major thing. Thomas doesn't look like an E2 whatsoever here. That's because I kind of agree with the Unlucky Tug. I'm not just saying that because, well, his video and, like, he's the god of Thomas or whatever. No. I never liked Thomas as an E2 either. Just because I would look at E2 Thomas and, like, E2s and A3s. They look so... Thomas looks giant. Massive. He's a small, little tank engine. Little, tiny, small, teeny, eeny, weeny. He's not supposed to be this big shunter. He's supposed to be a tiny thing. He's minuscule. But, yeah. So I thought, okay, well, if I don't like Thomas giant, what's a small tank engine I can turn him into? And immediately I thought the E1s. If you look at a picture of an E1, or a J72, I think. No, not J50. J72, I think. You can see they are tiny. The coaches tower over them. If I were to bring an express coach in here, which, mind you, isn't going to be accurate, but works for the demonstration here. See? He's much closer to the coach. Now, if this were on actual track, it would look a whole lot better. Explain my point, but he would be better as, something smaller. So I made him an E1, which I don't personally regret, but I also don't like the way this model turned out. I built this model 4 other times before I painted it up and called it Thomas. Yes, I built several other bodies here. The dome, and whatever this thing is back here, I don't know what you want to call it, this thing back here, not the yellow thing, but the blue thing. I reused that for like 4 models, and then finally this Thomas. But basically, this Thomas was just made out of styrene, and toilet paper roll for the boiler and this part here. Spray painted blue. Yeah, there's not much to him. I did decide not to put the one there. Instead, to put it on his bunker, because I'm thinking, well, that's where an E2 would have it, just to include some E2 element, so he's not totally unportrayed. I gave him just painted buffers and coupling and NR1 on the front. I didn't do much to his back. I want to add the coal stuff in here today if I can. I didn't get to the buffers quite yet, because I've been kind of working on 7 different engines all at once. So if you see some inconsistencies between him and James, that's why. James was just the first one I completed. Yellow from the cab, basic coal weathering. I did try to weather every Railway Series model, except for James. Little weathering up here, windows. I actually gave him 2 windows, if you can see right here, and the small one right here. And same thing on the other side. Thomas, I gave him a whistle made out of a yellow toothpick. I just cut the tip off and then reused it for a different engine. But, yeah, I just cut it off, cut a chunk out, glued it on top there, and that's his whistle. I know it's not double, but I don't think the E1s had a double whistle. I think it was just a single. I don't know, but I've also been kind of bouncing back between 2 different headcanons for this Thomas. Either he is just straight up an E1, which would be a whole lot easier and would go against the every soda engine as a prototype deal that Audrey kind of had going on. But I also don't know if I like that, because he is a big E1. As you've seen with the coach, he was kind of, the same height, which I think would kind of allude more to a mixed engine. Because I did take elements like the shorter cab from the Porter, or the shorter bunker from the Porter basis engine, because that engine had a shorter bunker. BEDT number 15, 16? I don't know, but I did include elements from everywhere, so I kind of got the Thomas that I liked. This thing was a C12 trait, but I did see it on some U1s, that's why I thought it was okay to include. Yeah, I did include elements from pretty much everything, so I don't know if this is a straight up E1 Thomas or a mixed tank engine Thomas, which I had considered beforehand. So, that has been my Thomas the Tank Engine custom collection video thing. I am proud of numbers 1 and 4. These 2 particularly. Because, well, I'd use them most. This one would be used for like remakes and stuff. I'm also very proud of my Railway Series custom. While not looking my best work, I know I can do better, but it's not my best, but it does kind of get the idea across in a way that I hadn't done before, which was changing engine classes, which I thought was a better thing. I like that Thomas a lot, but the other 2 I'm okay with. I might redo the ROD engine, but yeah. So, that, my friends, has been my Thomas the Tank Engine custom collection video. So, I guess I will see you guys in the next video. Probably a Railway Series custom. Okay. Final outro. Okay. See you guys in the next video. Bye.